Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'm Amy Crane, Social Lab Marketing. Thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome back if you've joined me before, and if this is your first time, welcome. Here's how it works. We've got 30 minutes, and we've got a lot to cover in 30 minutes. This week, our topic is Power Editor. So I need to give a quick shout out to Katie that wrote in. She sent me an email. She said that she had been using Ads Manager to create her ad campaign. She knew she needed to be using Power Editor, but she just really wasn't sure how to get started with it. And the last time she tried to use it, it just didn't work out. And I totally get that. So I appreciate Katie sending in that email, and that's what we're going to talk about today, Power Editor. So we are going to cover the basics today. So here's what we've got on the agenda. I'm going to tell you why you should be using Power Editor, the pros of using Power Editor, why it's better than Ads Manager. I always like to know the reason behind the reason why I'm doing something, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then we're going to spend a lot of time actually in Power Editor. So I'm going to show you how to install it. If you don't have it installed, it takes 2 seconds. It's super easy. And I'm also going to give you a quick tour of Power Editor. So you'll know where everything is. You'll know how to find things, all the different options and features that you have available to you in Power Editor. And then I'm going to show you how to set up a campaign, an ad set, and an ad. So when we get done with this, you will be able to go into Power Editor and create a new campaign. So I promise it's a lot easier than you think it is. And like I said, if you haven't used it before, don't worry. I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to know. So you should use Power Editor. Let's just go ahead and get started. So Power Editor is the only tool I use for creating my ads, and it's the only tool I've used for a long time. I don't even remember the last time that I used Ads Manager. So if you are really serious about your Facebook marketing and you want to run campaigns that are really effective, you want to use Power Editor. And there's a couple different reasons for this. I will say that Ads Manager has come a long way, especially in the last few months. They've rolled out a lot of features that were only available in Power Editor before. So now in Ads Manager, you have options. You can set up your conversion tracking. You can use custom audiences, and those are all awesome. But these features were rolled out in Power Editor way, way, way before they made an appearance in Ads Manager. So, like I said, it's made Ads Manager's come a long way, but it still doesn't have all the features, all the functions that Power Editor has. So, a couple things. You have access to more features. So when you are in Power Editor, you have more control over your ads. There's more features that you can use, so you really have control over who's going to see your ad, when they're going to see it, how you're showing your ad to them. So it's going to make your ads more effective and also more cost effective. Like I said, new features are rolled out first. So when conversion tracking was rolled out and custom audiences were rolled out in Power Editor, marketers, everyone got really excited about it because they were really effective. So we got to test it out and play with it for a while before they introduced it into Ads Manager. So if you were using Power Editor, you were able to create some really effective campaigns. And if you were just using Ads Manager, you were missing out on some of these features. So your ads might be working okay, but I can guarantee you they weren't as powerful as they could be if you were setting them up in Power Editor. It's also a lot easier to create and test ads in Power Editor. When you create an ad in Ads Manager, you have to type everything out. And if you're going to create similar ads, the process to me just isn't as smooth. In Power Editor, you can duplicate ads. You can bulk upload ads if you want. If you're really going to get crazy and you've got a lot of ads you want to upload, you can create this fancy spreadsheet and upload them all at once. I'm going to show you how to do that, but we're not going to go into that too much today. That's a pretty advanced feature. You can also, it's a lot easier, I think, to edit your ads in Power Editor, and they've made some changes recently. to make this process a lot easier. Before, if you found a mistake in your ad or if you wanted to change something, maybe you set up a couple different versions of an ad and there was one thing in every single ad you wanted to change, you'd have to go in and change them individually. Well, now that's not the case. You can edit, you can bulk edit your ad. So that makes that a lot easier. You also have the option to create unpublished posts, which is a cool feature. I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm sure you've heard about it. I'm sure you've seen articles talking about unpublished posts or dark posts. And this is going to give you a little bit more room to work with as far as how much copy and text you can use in your ads. You'll notice when you go into Ads Manager, a lot of times when you type in your headline and your text, you don't have a ton of room, so you'll get these error messages saying that you've exceeded the character limit. Well, in Power Editor, you've got more room to work with, so you can make your ads a little bit longer if you want. So those are some of the reasons you want to use Power Editor. You've got access to more advanced features. You're going to get access to the new features first. You're going to have more control over your ads, and it's going to be easier to test and create your ads. So that all sounds pretty awesome, right? So let's get started. Let's pop over to Facebook and let's start playing around in Power Editor a little bit. So a quick note, if you are using Power Editor, you have to be in Google Chrome. So you can't use Firefox, you can't use Safari. It has to be Google Chrome or it's not going to work. So if you want to follow along, if you want to pull up Power Editor while we're going through this, that's awesome, but just make sure you are in Chrome. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's get this switched over here. All right, hopefully everyone can see that. So if you have never used Power Editor before, this is the first time you're using it, you will need to install it. It's really easy. It's only going to take a couple seconds. I promise it's not a crazy long process. What you will need to do, so when you're in your Ads Manager, you've got your campaigns, pages, reports, all of this on your left-hand side. If you come down here to Power Editor, the third one up from the bottom, if you select that and you don't have it installed, Facebook is going to prompt you to install it and download it. So it will walk you through the whole process. It's pretty easy. If you already have it set up, just going to click that and it's going to pop up Power Editor for us. So it's going to load everything up. Give it just a second. Okay, so this is our main screen in Power Editor. Now, this is just a test account that I have set up for these webinars, so I don't actually have any real ads in here. I did come in and create a campaign and ad, set an ad, just so you could see what it would look like if there were ads running. One of the first things you'll want to do, this button up here at the top that says Download to Power Editor, you want to click that whenever you log into Power Editor. This is going to import all of your information from Facebook, from your Ads Manager, and it's going to bring it into Power Editor. So all the ads, the campaigns, everything that you have running in Ads Manager, it's going to import it into Power Editor. So now you will have access to all of those ads in Power Editor. So now you can go, you can edit, you can tweak, you can duplicate ads, all of that fun stuff. So make sure you download a Power Editor so you're getting the most up-to-date information into Power Editor. So you need to click this every time you come in. Upload changes, we're going to talk about that in a second when we actually set up some ads. So just so you know, every time you make changes or you create ads, you need to upload them back to Facebook. If you don't, and you click download to Power Editor, it will erase all of your changes. So usually if you do this once or twice, you only make that mistake a couple times before you get annoyed with having to create your ads all over again, and then you always remember to hit upload changes. But just keep that in mind. I'm going to walk you through that though. So just a quick brief tour of everything that's in here. So like I said, this is probably going to be the main screen that you land on when you come into Power Editor. You'll see all of your campaigns listed here, and then your ad sets, and then your ads. You can also, over here on the left-hand side, you can filter your campaign. So if it's an active campaign, if it's scheduled, if it's paused, if it's a completed campaign, you can start to sort those out that way. But this is going to be your main screen. Other options that you have, I'm up here on the left-hand side where it says Manage Ads. That's the screen we're on right now. If you click Audiences, this is going to pull up all of the current audiences that you have created. So if they are a saved target group, if it's an actual custom audience or a lookalike audience, you'll see all of the ones that you've got up and running right here. So I've got a couple in here just so you can see what it'll look like. Create audience if you want to create a new one. So if you want to create a new custom audience, if you want to upload your email list or target your website traffic, you would do a custom audience. Lookalike audience is also an option. So if you want to create an audience that's similar to your email list, you would select a lookalike audience. And also a saved target group. So this will save you a lot of time if you're consistently targeting the same pages or the same interest over and over. So maybe you want to target women that are 24 to 65 that are interested in these 5 pages, and you use those pretty consistently. You could just create a saved target group, so you're not having to put that information in every time you create a new ad set. So this is all pretty easy. They've cleaned this up a lot. Like I said, they've made a lot of changes to make Power Editor more fluid and easier to use. So this looks just the way that it does in Ads Manager. So a lot of this should look familiar to you if you've set up ads before in your Ads Manager. Our next option is Campaign Dashboard. This is just going to be a breakdown of all the ads that you have running. Obviously, I don't have any ads running right now in this profile, but if I did, this is where they would be listed. I don't spend a ton of time here. I usually am looking at the reports and the metrics to get a better idea how my campaigns are performing. You also have your image library. That's pretty straight up, right? This is where all of your images are going to be, and if you want to upload new images, you can come here and upload them here. Conversion tracking. So like I said, conversion tracking was an option that was available in Power Editor way before it was introduced in Ads Manager, but now they've got it synced up, so it's in Ads Manager, so it just brings you back over to Ads Manager. You'll see all your current conversion tracking pixels that you have set up, and if you want to create a new one, you can just click over here on the right-hand side, Create Pixel. Let's close out of that. And then the last 3 options, reporting, that's just going to take you to reporting so you can pull your metrics, look at your numbers. It's just going to take you straight back into Ads Manager like you normally would pull a report. And then our last 2 options are billing account settings. Pretty easy, right? Like nothing too crazy, nothing too complicated. So let's go back to Manage Ads and let's start walking through getting some of this stuff set up and the different features that you have available in Power Editor that you don't have available in Ads Manager. So let's start with campaigns. So right under campaigns, you'll see we've got a couple little icons here. So plus, the little plus sign if you just want to create a new campaign. So that's what we're going to do. But let's walk through these other ones first. Duplicate. If you already have a campaign up and running and you just want to copy that and name it something else, you can duplicate it. Revert, you're just going to undo any changes that you made. Delete, that's pretty easy. Export, import. So if you are interested in doing the bulk upload of your ads, you would come here. You will download the template. It's just a spreadsheet and it's got all the columns that you need to fill in. And then once you've got that set, you would select import ads in bulk. And if you want to take a look at the best practices so you make sure you've got everything set the way that it needs to be set, just click on that and it'll take you to an article that walks you through it. So this is if you're really getting crazy and you're uploading a ton of ads, you're running some really extensive campaigns. For the most part, everything you need to do, you can just do in Power Editor. You don't need to use this bulk upload tool, but it is there, so you know about it. You can also tag your campaign. So if you want to create a tag for your campaign so it's easier for you to sort and keep your campaigns organized, you can add a tag to it. You'll see over here on the left-hand side that you're able to filter your campaigns by tag. So that's an option if you want to organize your campaigns that way. So let's create a new campaign. Let's say that we want to get people signed up for a webinar. So let's do webinar sign up. Our buying type, we're gonna leave at auction. Instead of fixed price, if you do the fixed price, that's, I want to spend 50 cents a click. Like you're actually saying what you want to pay for it. We're going to do the auction though. That's the best option to go with. And you'll set your objective. So remember that your objective is always set at the campaign level. So whatever you decide your objective is, all of the ads within that campaign will have that same objective. So here are all of our options. Clicks to website, website conversions, page post engagement, page likes, mobile apps. You can see all of our options. We're just going to go with website conversion. So we're going to select that and create. And so now our campaign is created, and you'll see that this campaign automatically tracks website conversion. So all of our ads are going to be optimized for website conversions. If you wanted to get page likes, you would need to create a new campaign for that. So we've got our campaign. Now it's time to create our ad set. Our ad set is where we set our budget and our targeting and our placement. So we're going to create all of that for our ad set, and then every ad within this ad set will have the same targeting, the same placement, all of that good stuff. So if you wanted to target, maybe you want to target your email list and then you want to target your website subscribers, you would create 2 different ad sets within your campaign, and then you can create your ads within that ad set. So here's one that's already set up. Let's go through. A lot of these are, our little icons are pretty much the same: create, duplicate, revert, delete. You can save this audience. So if you know that this is going to be an audience that you're going to use again in the future, you can click here and it will save your audience for you. Export, import. So this is the same thing, the upload the bulk ads. Split audience. This is a cool feature. So let's see, I was playing around with this earlier. So this is what will pop up. It'll have your targeting that you've put in. If you want to split your targeting, maybe you want to split it into 2 groups and see what group performs the best. So maybe you want to do the males and then you want to compare those to the females. You could split that ad set, that targeting, into 2 groups. So now you have even more control over your targeting. You could play with this. So you could split it into age range. Maybe you want to target 22 to 40, and then you want to target 40 to 60. However you want to do it. If you're interested and you're really starting to dial into your targeting, get really specific, this is a pretty powerful tool. It will create a new ad set though, so keep that in mind. So if you've got your budget set at $5, then it'll double your budget and be $10. So this is just another option. You can split your ad sets. You can split your targeting and compare within a targeting group what is actually performing the best. Okay, so that's all of our icons at the top. So if we want to create a new ad set, we're just going to select the little plus button. Now you'll always have the option to pick which campaign you want your ad set to fall under. We're going to go with webinar sign up, and then we're going to name our ad set. So this is webinar sign up. I always like to include the targeting group. It just helps me keep it organized so I know, okay, well, this ad set is for fans only, or this ad set is for the email list. So let's do website. Do website traffic. But obviously name it however you want, whatever makes sense for you. Everyone has their own way of naming their ad campaigns. It doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you know how to sort your ads and keep an eye on everything. Create. So now we can lay out our budget. You can do it per day or a lifetime budget. This is all pretty standard. This is all pretty similar to Ads Manager. So I hope you're starting to see, a lot of it's the same. You just have access to more features. You can schedule your start time, your end time. Now here's an option that you have in Power Editor that you don't have in Ads Manager. You can schedule your ads to run. So maybe you only want your ads to run Thursday to Sunday, or you only want your ads to run in the afternoon. You can schedule that. So if you want to use this option, The first thing you need to do is select your budget. It needs to be lifetime budget, not per day. And then you'll just select run ads on a schedule, and this handy dandy schedule will pop up. And then you can just select when and what time you want your ads to run. So if I want them to run Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m., I can do that. If I want them to run all day Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I can do that. So if you have promotions that maybe or ads that you only want to run on specific days, maybe you just want them to run on the weekends or during the week, this is going to give you more control. So you're not having to go in and start and stop your ads, and it'll just run on a schedule. So you can set it up. So if you say, I only want my ads to run Monday through Wednesday, they're only going to run Monday through Wednesday. So that's going to give you more control. But for now, we're not actually going to set up our campaign that way. I usually run my ads continuously, but I'm not necessarily running any campaigns that are that time sensitive or ads that I only want to run certain days of the week. I mean, I pretty much let my ads run. So that would be if you've got a very specific campaign, obviously. Okay, so now we're going to come down here to audience. This looks pretty similar to Ads Manager. You can select your saved target group if you have one saved. You can select your custom audience if you have one set up. You can select your location, age, gender, all of that good stuff. Everything that you have in Ads Manager is here in Power Editor. You can sort by demographics, behaviors. So behaviors, these partner categories, this was something that was only available in Power Editor. So if you wanted to find people that, just bought a brand new truck, you can do that in here. So there's tons of targeting options, but this is another one of those features that was only available in Power Editor. So let's just pick some targeting. Let's just plug some things in here. Let's do social media, Examiner, and okay, we'll just do HubSpot since that's right there. And we'll just do Hootsuite. We'll just throw it in there. Since this isn't, we're just playing around just so you can see. So once you've got this set the way that you want, you'll just save it. Pretty easy, right? Now your placement. This was another feature that was only available in Power Editor that they rolled out to Ads Manager. You can decide exactly where you want your ads to show up. So do you only want them to show up in the news feed? Do you want them to show up in mobile news feed or just desktop news feed? You've also got the right column and partner mobile app. So if you've ever played, like if you're playing Trivia Crack or Candy Crush, I know Trivia Crack, I've seen some ads pop up, and you see an ad pop up for a free webinar or a free training. That is a partner mobile app ad. So that's what those are. So if you want to run those kind of ads, if that makes sense for you, then you would leave that checked. I'm going to uncheck that. I'm going to uncheck that. Mobile devices. So if you are promoting an app or an install of apps and it only works on a Droid, then you could select to only have your ad show up on people that are using a Droid device. Same thing with iPhones, iPads, that kind of stuff. So you have even more control. You can say specifically, I only want people that are using a Droid to see these ads. So again, a little bit more control. Here's one other, this is a feature you don't have in Ads Manager. So right now we're optimizing for website conversions. That's what we set up at the campaign level. But in here, we've got a couple more options. So we've got website conversions, which is recommended. So this is going to serve our ads to the people that are most likely to complete this action on their website. They're the most likely to convert. You can also select daily unique reach. So if you only want people to see your ads once per day, you could select that as an option. Clicks, this is going to be people that are going to click on your ads. This is your CPC option. And then impressions, they're just going to serve your ad to as many people as possible, so you're paying per impression. I'm going to leave it on website conversions, the recommended option. This is the best option, but if you wanted, other options are in here, so more control. And we're going to leave the pricing at get the most website conversions at the best price. So Facebook is going to optimize this for us. That's our best option. If you want to play around with setting your own price, you can, but I've tested it and I always get the best response when I just go with letting Facebook optimize it for me. Okay, so that's our ad set. Our ad set is set up and running. So let's talk about ads. Take a quick tour of our icons. Pretty standard. Create your ad, duplicate, revert, trash. You can also save the audience, like you have the same option in ad set, and export, import. So pretty simple. Let's create a new ad. So we're going to select our campaign there. Let's say webinar, sign up, image 1, create. Okay, so this is all going to look pretty similar, right? So you have the option to pick your Facebook page, and you've got your URL where you will plug in what website you want to send them to. Ooh, that didn't work, huh? You'll just plug that in, and it's going to bring in your link. Now, this is what I was talking about, unpublished or dark post. So you've got more room here. You'll see this text box is a lot bigger, so you can put a lot more text in here. So you're not going to get those error messages that say, oh, you know, you've put too much text. You can go a little bit longer here. But the setup's going to be the same. You add in your link description, your headline, display links, select your image. Here's an ad that I've already got set up that I was playing around with. So you can see what it looks like over here. You'll get your preview. Now, the thing that's cool here is when you are setting up your conversion pixels, you can actually optimize for more than one conversion. So most of the time, you're only going to be optimizing for one, but maybe you've got a blog post and you're sending people to 2 different links. If you wanted to track those conversions, you would be able to do that. But you'll select your conversion pixels. I've got a conversion pixel that's just set up. It's not actually tracking anything, so that's why I'm getting that error message. But you would select the one that you want to use, select. And then the only other thing you need to do, audience, there's not going to be anything here because we already set that at the ad set level. Optimization and pricing. You'll also select your conversion pixel here again. So you need to do it in both places. So once you've got that set, you've got your ads looking the way that you want, you'll need to upload your changes. So you'll see these ads. It's probably kind of hard to tell because it's really small, but it says not uploaded. So these have not been uploaded to Facebook. So if I want them to become active, if I needed them to go to Facebook so they can be reviewed, then you'll select upload changes, and all of your changes will be uploaded to Facebook, and you'll get your notification as soon as your ads are approved. One quick thing you can do is duplicate. So if I want to duplicate this, this ad, and maybe I just want to swap out the image, duplicate it. It's going to pull all the same information, and then you can just change the part that you want to change. So whether you're switching out your image or a different headline, but it makes it a little bit easier not having to plug in all of the same information over and over. You can just duplicate and then change what needs to be changed. And of course, upload your changes back to Ads Manager. Okay, so that's a lot. It's a lot, but that's the basics of Power Editor right there. So if you have questions, I know it's a lot, but go play with it. Try to set up your next campaign the next time you're creating your ads, your ad sets. Set them up in Power Editor, start to get comfortable with it, and see if your ads perform a little bit better. So you've got more control, you've got access to better features. So definitely go in and play with it. And like I said, if you're really serious about your Facebook marketing, you want to be using Power Editor. So that is it for this week. We'll be back next Tuesday. If you want some one-on-one help with your Facebook ads, let's set up a time to chat. We'll get 30 minutes on the calendar. It's completely free. You can click the button on the right-hand side that says, I'm interested. That'll go straight to my calendar. You can pick a time. That way we can get on the phone, we can talk, I can learn a little bit more about you, your business, your goals, and I can kind of fill you in on how we can work together so we can really get those ads up and working so you're not wasting time and you're not wasting money on ads that don't work. So if you're interested, just click the button that says I'm interested, or you can always just send me an email, hello@sociallabmarketing.com. We can connect that way. So we'll be back next Tuesday. Keep an eye on your inbox. I will send out the link, the topic, everything you need to access the webinar next week. So until then, I hope you all have an awesome week, and I can't wait to see you guys back here next Tuesday.